and welcome to this episode of Ask a Consultant Why Choose an Internship or Co-op with Braun Intertec. I am Zoie Plunkett. I'm the recruiter for our early talent programs here at Braun Intertec, and I hire our co-ops and interns. For this episode, I wanted to reach out to Cyle Erie, a principal engineer, to ask him some questions that I get at career fairs. I immediately thought of Cyle because he did 2 co-ops and 1 internship and then worked his way up to vice president at Braun Intertec. Could it be more perfect? Let's see if we can catch him out in the field. Hey, Cyle, what's going on today?
Oh, hey, Zoe. Actually, it's a great day. I'm out on a job site doing a little site reconnaissance and meeting with the drill crew. How are you?
I'm great. Not having as much fun as you, obviously, but I do have a few questions that I've been getting from students at our career fairs. Do you have a second to go through some of those?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to help out. What's up?
Perfect. One of the statements I keep hearing from students is that they have been told not to do a co-op. Could you tell me why a co-op is valuable within engineering?
Yeah, and that's a great question. It's actually something that I've heard a lot of, and I totally get it. Students are concerned about taking a semester off of school and delaying graduation. Um, Really, I guess from experience, I did that actually twice, and I would say that the return on that investment off is um, eh, hands down is worth it. You do take a little time off school. Most schools and universities are pretty flexible with that in terms of keeping your full-time student status. They may even have some technical elective credit that you can get for that co-op time through a technical paper or anything like that on your co-op experience. Really, it is extra time, but it's time well spent gaining some practical experience in the industry.
Those are all really great points and things to think about. We've also always gotten really good feedback from our interns and co-ops here at Braun Intertec about their experience. Another concern students have mentioned at these career fairs is how do interns and co-ops maintain a work-life balance with, school, life, and everything else going on?
Yep, another good question. It just seems everybody's busier and busier these days.
Yeah.
To start out, generally, we do look for a co-op experience first, just because from a student standpoint, it gives you a little bit more time. You get more out of it. If you're just starting out as an intern, that's just going to be the summer. And if you're brand new to the industry, you kind of are just learning your way, and then it's back to school time. So with a co-op, it's a longer, more involved experience, and that's generally more or less dedicated to your co-op experience. You don't have too much for course load during that time generally. I think the main thing is after the experience, what that gets you is really a number one. If a career in civil engineering isn't for you, you're able to identify that through a co-op experience because you get such a rich exposure to the industry. However, I think as a co-op, you're gonna love it, and it's gonna give you kind of a fresh commitment to it. You're going to be able to apply what you're learning in the classroom much more practically. Gets you really, really energized, which is really what's needed to get through those upper level classes.
Yeah, that's all really great information just for students to know when they're looking at, completing an intern or a co-op. And this leads me to my next question, which students will always want to know. Will this help us get a job at Braun Intertec?
So yeah, great question. I was hoping you would ask that one. So I can answer and relate it to actually a couple of stories. My first off, that's where I got my start with my career at Braun Intertec. I started as a co-op in 2003, and at the time, I was unsure whether I wanted to go into civil engineering or mechanical engineering or something else entirely. So I used a co-op opportunity as a way to kind of figure that out. So I did fell in love with the industry, and I enjoyed my time at Braun Intertec. I actually came back for a second co-op in 2004, and then I did a summer the following year. Then when I was making that decision after post-graduation, I evaluating some different offers and really wanted to look into design engineering because I wanted to apply what I was learning, in school, just kind of on the design side. And it was through a little more exploring and conversations with some of my mentor engineers at Braun Intertec that really brought me back here because of the variety of the work as consulting engineers. We do get to work with so many wonderful clients, contractors, owners, designers, all types of projects. As a consultant, you're just like today is a good example. I'm out in the field checking out a job site, checking on a drill crew, just making sure we're doing what we need to do for our clients. Um, as a design engineer, it's a lot more time in the office. So it's the variety of the work that was appealing to me. And there's another example of about a 4-year engineer that we have in our Twin Cities, Minnesota office, where she similarly had done a couple of intern and co-op experiences with Braun Intertec and was able to stay on part-time kind of as she was available during school because that worked for her. And more to the point on your question, she had developed that relationship with us and with her mentoring engineers where we were comfortable, giving her that flexibility, and then brought her on full time. So again, it was building that relationship through that extended job interview. Why Braun Intertec? Another thing is just the exposure to the industry. You're out on job sites and you're talking with so many different, just a variety of projects. You're working with contractors, you're working with general contractors, earthwork, foundation, concrete, steel. You get to work with other like civil engineering design firms, owners. You just get exposure to so much of the industry, and especially if you're a little bit younger in your career, you haven't quite chosen a path. It is a really good place to start to help to get a feel where you want to specialize, what discipline within civil engineering you'd like to go into. Finally, you actually can make some pretty good money. So like I said, in my case, it was a way to help pay for my college. So I didn't have to work quite so much during the school year. We do offer, if you're looking for an opportunity to see some of the country, we do have opportunities all over the country. And for a certain distance away from your school or your home, we do offer a housing stipend as well.
That is all really great information for students to hear. We really do have a great program here at Braun Intertec for our co-ops and interns, and just the networking that they get to do. I was able to do a drive along with a co-op, so I was able to see everything, and it's amazing everything that they get to do and what you learn here. But thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today, Cyle. If you want to learn more about our co-ops or internship opportunities, please visit our career page.